Welcome back to the RPTC Research Proposal Masterclass. This is Part 2, Research Gap, Aim, Objectives, and Questions. In Part 1, we established one critical idea. A research topic is not the same as a research problem. Now we move to the next question your supervisor will ask. What evidence do you have that this research gap actually exists? If you cannot answer that clearly, your proposal can still collapse. Even with a strong topic and problem statement, a research gap is not simply saying, nobody has studied this before. That is often difficult to prove. Instead, a gap can come from several places. For our example on remote working, imagine previous studies show productivity benefits, while other studies report isolation, burnout, and reduced collaboration. That contradiction is already meaningful. Then suppose there is limited evidence focused specifically on professionals in selected South African organizations. Now our gap is becoming stronger. Your gap should come from literature, not imagination. You should be able to show what researchers already agree on. You should be able to show where findings differ, what remains underexplored, and why your study is positioned to contribute. When you receive the comment, "The gap is not clear," don't simply add the words, "There is a gap." Return to the literature and make the missing knowledge visible. Once the gap is clear, your aim should feel almost obvious. For our example, the aim could be to explore the influence of remote working. The aim is to explore productivity and well-being among professionals in selected South African organizations. Notice what the aim does. It directly responds to the problem we identified. If your aim introduces something new that your problem statement never discussed, you've created an alignment issue. Now let's break that aim into specific objectives. Possible objectives could be: 1. Explore professionals' experiences of remote working. 2. Examine the perceived influence of remote working on productivity. 3. Explore how remote working influences employee well-being. 4. Identify organizational practices that may support more sustainable remote working. Your objectives should divide the study into manageable areas. They should not introduce unrelated variables simply because they sound academic. If your supervisor says your objectives are too broad, ask whether each objective can realistically be answered within your study. A master's proposal usually becomes stronger when objectives are focused and manageable rather than ambitious and impossible. The goal is not to impress with quantity. The goal is to investigate something clearly. Now we convert our objectives into research questions. How do professionals experience remote working? Objective: examine the influence on productivity. Question: how does remote working influence perceived employee productivity? Objective: explore well-being. Question: how does remote working influence employee well-being? Here's the alignment test I want you to do on your own proposal. Put your objectives in one column. Put your research questions in another. Can you match them one for one? If one question has no objective, you may have a structural problem. If one objective has no corresponding question, you have a structural problem. This usually means they are investigating slightly different things. Don't just rewrite the wording, check the logic. Pause for a moment and check your own proposal. Can you clearly identify your research gap? Can you identify your aim, your objectives, and your corresponding research questions? If one of those feels disconnected, mark it now. That's your next correction priority. If this exercise has exposed an alignment problem in your proposal, you can keep following the masterclass. You can correct it yourself, or if you'd like RPTC to review the proposal and show you exactly where the chain is breaking, message assess. If you're already ready for professional support, message proceed and send your current document and deadline. Now that the research elements are aligned, we have to prove that the literature actually supports the study. And this is where many proposals become nothing more than a collection of summaries. In Part 3, I'll show you how to build a literature review that actually synthesizes, critiques, and justifies your research. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you for joining this part of the masterclass. Keep refining your proposal, and I look forward to helping you master your literature review in Part 3.